Good morning students. In today's class I am going to explain chapter 7 Nilamo, a day among waterfalls. Of course I have started the chapter yesterday's live class, but only a paragraph was explained. So I thought it would be better to explain the chapter from the starting. But first let's do the school prayer. O God, infinite wisdom, the source of all knowledge, bless all of us, bless our school, bless our country and its leaders. Good God, bless our parents, students, and teachers. Almighty God, we beseech you, enlighten our minds, strengthen our memories, and make all of us good and loving children. Amen. Nilamo, A Day Among Waterfalls, is a chapter written by Vikram Seth, which is an adapted extract from his travelogue from Heaven Lake. Vikram Seth is an Indian novelist, poet, and travel writer. A question may come in your mind: what is a travelogue? Travelogue is a book or a piece of writing about travel. In this chapter, we will read about Vikram Seth's exciting experiences as he trekked from China to India. And trek means going on a long and difficult journey on foot. The passage is clearly divided into two parts. It begins with authors describing a change of scenery due to a sharp descent from a place at 5000 meters to another at 2000 meters. He describes the scenery of the place vividly. Vividly means very clearly, with particular emphasis on the waterfalls and the tributaries of the Bhotkoshi river. In the second part, Vikram Seth captures his reflections while taking in the breathtaking scenery. He reflects on the role of nature in our lives, particularly that of water, and how its flow shapes both nature and human lives. Let's start the chapter with reading. The descent could not have been more abrupt from the Tho Lang Pass, over 5000 meters high, to Nilamu and Jangmu, a little over 2000 meters, is a change from alpine meadow to semi deciduous forest. As I begin walking down from Nilamu to Jangmu, midges bite my ankles. The Bhotakoshi rages far below. The sun shines calmly above through, for the first time in a fortnight, generous levels of air. I have far too much luggage, and though I have roped some of it onto my back, it is an inconvenience whenever I wish to take a photograph. First, let's know the meaning of these difficult words. Descent means a movement down to a lower place. Then abrupt means sudden and unexpected. And Thong La Pass, it is a mountain pass. Okay. Meadow means a field of grass. And semi-deciduous forest, it means the forest that lose their foliage for a very short period. We can say semi evergreen forest. Rages means violently or anger. Inconvenience means causes difficulty. Fortnight means 15 days, a period of 15 days. In this paragraph, we find the author started his trekking from Tholang Pass, which was high over 5000 meters, to Nilamu and Jangmu, little down around 2000 meters from Tholang Pass. Now, when he started walking down, he found a field of grass and semi-deciduous forest in place of high mountains. As he walks down from Nilamu to Jangmu, small two-winged flies bite his ankles. For the first time in a fortnight, he sees the sun shines and feels a plenty amount of air. The Bhotakoshi river flows violently far below. The author carries too much luggage. Though he has roped some of the luggage onto his back, it causes him difficulty in taking a photograph whenever he wished. Let's move to the next slide. This valley, draining southwards toward the Ganges, has eaten deeply into the Qinghai Tibet Plateau. It is thus surrounded on three sides by tall peaks. In fact, the high terrace of Thonglang, through which we crossed the mountains before Nilamu, lies considerably to the north of the main range of the Himalayas. From the high green walls of the Bhotakoshi, waterfalls drop hundreds of feet down to its surface, cascades and cataracts twisting through plaited undergrowth or plunging straight down slabs of rock. The road fords back to itself or skirts around the edge of the hills in a continuous downward slope towards Changmo. Here, the valley, that is Thongla Pass, ends southwards towards the Ganges and has deeply entered into the Qinghai Tibet Plateau. This plateau is surrounded on three sides by the tall peaks. The high terrace of Thongla Pass, that extended to the north of the main range of the Himalayas, and the high green walls of the Bhotakoshi, through which hundreds of waterfalls drop to its surface. The small and large waterfalls plunge straight down on the slabs of the rock by twisting through twisted undergrowth. The road also moves along the edge of the hills in a continuous downward slope towards Jangmu. Now here the author is moving towards Jangmu, from Nilamu to Jangmu. The tributaries of the river, when they are not actually waterfalls, rush down their angled gradient with an impetus terrifying for streams only a few meters across. The flood that struck here a few days ago has destroyed a small bridge on one such stream. Standing by the stream, its brown water floating a couple of steps away, its boulder spattered spray striking my clothes and my face. I looked down the 30-degree slope that leads into the Bhotakoshi a few hundred meters below. The stream roars through a gorge jammed with tree trunks, rocks, and debris. The walls of the gorge, ravaged by what must have been an enormous volume of water, show that the flood level at the height of the damage was 30 meters above even its present flow. Here, the author describes the river Bhotakoshi, the tributaries. Tributaries means a small river that flows into a larger river. So, the tributaries of Bhotakoshi, before turning into waterfalls, rushed down with great force, even terrifying the stream. Now, he continues describing the damages caused due to flood. He says the flood has destroyed a small bridge on one of the streams. As the author was standing by the stream, the bubbles spattered on his clothes and his face. When he looks down, the Bhotakoshi river is still flows below few hundred meters away. Just remember one thing here. In the starting, when the author had started trekking, the same river was rages far below. It means he has covered a long distance. The stream roars through a gorge. Gorge is a narrow valley between hills or mountains, typically with steep rocky walls and a stream running through it. So the gorge was jammed with tree trunks, rocks and debris, and debris means the remains of something that destroyed. Let me continue. The walls of gorge severely damaged because of the enormous volume of water. So all these things, that is all the damages, that the flood's height was 30 meters above the present flow of stream. So this much is enough for today's class. The remaining part of the chapter I am going to continue in the next class. Till then, take care and have a nice time.